Oh, these claws hurt. I only got 4 animals. What's going on, you guys? We are already back from that trip. Man, I'll tell you what, it was a really good trip, but it was a lot of flights and a lot of moving around. But we had a good time. If you guys want to go back and watch that, you can go back last several videos. It's all there for you guys to see. But that being said, we got back last Saturday night. Today is Sunday, so we have a full week already. I have a full work week already in the books. And tomorrow morning I'm back to work again, and it's just like non-stop. I wanted to do an unboxing video. I had an Indonesia shipment arrive last Friday, a couple days ago. The shipment should have arrived early in the morning, but unfortunately it didn't arrive until late at night. My inspection time wasn't until 8 p.m. Obviously it's dark and we weren't able to film any of it. Plus, because it was late, I was really tired and I wanted to get those animals put away because it's cold and everything else. So we did not film the actual unboxing, but the purpose of this video is to show you guys what we got. That is a result of our trip to the farm. Again, there's another video to the farm. You can go back and watch it. And I want to show you guys what we got. We got some pretty good stuff. And this is all for the Reptile Super Show. It is 2 weeks away, January 5th and 6th at the LA County Fairgrounds in Pomona. So we're really stoked to do that show again. It's our biggest and best show of the year. And the best thing about it is you guys can come and see it. We can do face-to-face transactions, no shipping, no nonsense. It's just really a preferred way of doing business. I'm getting a lot of emails and messages from a whole bunch of you guys asking to purchase animals, and you know, you got to look outside. If it's cold outside where you live, like really cold, I can't ship to you. You know, I mean, I'm getting messages from people where it's like in the teens or 20s, and that's a no-go. And the FedEx hubs also are hovering up and down, hovering around freezing, sometimes below freezing, so I'm not doing any shipping right now. But anyway, that being said, let me show you guys some animals. They are really cool. Let's do it. All right, so let's start with blue-tongued skinks because we have a lot of them. I have baby sizes, I have medium size, I have large size. We were on the farm, so I handpicked a lot of the bigger ones myself. There are some really, really screamers in the mix. The babies I didn't handpick. I just kind of took everything that was available to me. And on top of that, we had 2 litters born while we were gone away on vacation. So I was really excited to get back and see the babies. First, I'm going to show you guys the farm bred babies. This is just kind of a random mix of the appearances. It's a wide range of different looking animals. There are some unbelievable looking skinks. One of my favorites that really stood out to me when we were unpacking was this one. I thought that pattern was just something else. I really like it. Although everyone has their own taste, this may not be something that appeals to the majority, but a lot of these animals, some of them have a lot of color, some of them have really crazy banding. This one has a little mix of both color and banding. Just some really awesome animals. Apple and I, we are dedicating a lot of time to getting these guys chubby and squared away. And of course, timing for the video, these guys are all going into shed. So what you're seeing here is kind of the very dull version of these animals. A lot of times the aspect of shipping will push animals to go into a shed cycle. And of course, we're feeding heavy and hydrating right now, especially in the very beginning. So that's also prompting some shed cycles. But on the upside, these animals are going to be fresh shed at the expo. So you're going to see some really primo stuff. Let's move on to the bigger ones, at least the medium ones, and then I'm going to take it up next to the bigger guys. All right, so these are the medium-ish size. I've got a whole wide range of appearances from light to dark. I've got some that have a lot of color, very thin bands, thick bands, dark animals, light animals. I'm really excited to see these guys when they shed. And yeah, Some nice looking stuff. All right, let's do the big ones. All right, so here's some bigger ones. Just unbelievable, but of course, like I said, we actually went to the farm and handpicked a lot of these animals, and for obvious reasons. This one has tons and tons of color, and when it sheds, it looks to be maybe going into shed right now, but I'll tell you what, when it's finished, it is going to be amazing looking. And then this is a whole different look to it. Thick bands, just a whole different thing going on with this guy. So we have a random mix of different ones, not a lot of bigger ones. We focus most of our energy on the babies, but it's all about personal preference, whatever you want to get your feet wet with. But got some nice stuff, really nice stuff, and we are going to be super proud to be able to bring this stuff to the Super Show. You guys are going to see some really nice stuff. All right, you guys, blue tree monitors. I probably shouldn't be showing these guys because I'm really not sure if I'm going to be selling them. I only got 4. Oh, these claws hurt. I only got 4 animals. There may not be any more coming. The US is the one that started the request for possible upgrade to CITES 1, which basically means that trade will completely shut off on blue tree monitors. So not really sure, but I'm thinking about holding on to a couple for myself just because they're so amazing looking. But I just wanted to show you guys anyway. You know, like I said, this is what happens when you go to the farm yourself in person and you're able to hand pick animals. I think you guys can figure out why this is one of the ones that I hand picked. I mean, that is just, that's insane. And we just have 4 of these green tree monitors. If they don't get picked up locally here before the show, we'll probably have these guys at the expo. Oh, their claws don't feel good. Oh my gosh, I'd always rather opt to hold like a big water monitor than these guys. They have the sharpest little claws, and man, do they go in deep. They're like little hypodermic needles. But anyway, green tree monitor, really pretty. And you guys, can you believe it? I only got 2, but it is a pair of Viper boas. So I'm actually kind of stoked to just get that. This year has been almost 0. I think I only got 2 this entire year. So here we are at the very end of the year, and I got 2 more. So that was pretty cool. All right, one only black white-lipped python. Just one. It's a small one. Super awesome condition. This animal's been on the farm for a long time. It already ate the day after it arrived, so that is pretty cool. I'm still trying to get more. I have not been successful as of yet, but I'm still trying. I'm not retired. I'm still going at it, and I'm still going to be trying to get more. So I saw this one tucked away on the farm, so I was able to grab it. But hopefully there'll be more in the future. All right, on the farm we saw some really nice gold d'Alberts that have been there for some time, already acclimated on the farm, so there's kind of a no-brainer for me. They've already fed second day after arrival, so that was a pretty good deal, and they're super pretty, so what else can I say? Didn't get many of these, very few, but just something I couldn't say no to. All right, meal in the belly. I'm not going to handle these guys too much. Put them away. And just got a couple nice little Argus monitors. If these don't get sucked up locally before the expo, they will be at the show. Really interesting, very, very beautiful monitor. A little bit of a high energy guy, but of course you can't judge this one by the way it is right now because it's pretty much never been held. So, but for those of you that are looking for a nice little monitor, these are actually pretty cool and they're not too expensive. We should have a couple of these Lycodon at the expo. I have a couple that have already fed, and on pinkies actually. These are mostly lizard feeders, and I have house geckos coming next week, so I'll be able to have plenty of time to run through and figure out who's eating what. For those of you that are familiar with me at the expos, and you'll see on my little signage in that it'll say, lizard eaters or mouse eaters or rat eaters. I try to keep everything separated and noted, so that way when I'm at the show and I sell something to you, as opposed to the other guys that just say it's eating pinkies, everything's eating pinkies, everything's eating fuzzies. I like to be able to tell you exactly what it's eating because I know what it's eating because it's in my care. So if it's eating mice, I'm going to tell you it's eating mice, so you don't have to go through the trouble of trying to figure out why it won't eat rats or vice versa. And if it's a lizard eater, I'm going to tell you straight up it's a lizard feeder. That way, if that's something that you want to take on, then good for you. And if it's not, and you want the easy way out and do the rodent thing, then I will definitely tell you at least. But I've got a mix of both. So while we were on the farm, I saw a couple of these really big Irian carpet pythons, and I mean, they look like they've been somebody's pet. So clearly they've been on the farm for a very, very long time, and I just kind of thought, hey, you know what? Let me grab up a couple of these good size ones. Maybe I'll set them up, maybe not. I may set up a couple and sell the others. Not really sure, but really nice demeanor. They're really big, kind of plug and play for breeding, so I just kind of thought, let me do it. While I'm here, I can kind of earmark the ones that I want specifically, and that's what we did. So, I mean, right? It looks like it was somebody's pet that just snake grew big, and they said, I don't want this anymore, but these were on the farm, so they were available, and I said, why not? So pure Irian carpets. I call them Irian for you guys, but Irian is no longer an accurate term for where they do come from. They come from West Papua, but that's all been renamed. It's now called West Papua. It's not Irian anymore. But I will continue to use that terminology for you guys because that's what you prefer to refer to these as, and I want you guys to know what we're talking about at least, so I will speak your language. All right, pretty cool. All right, and to go along with those, it's baby season in Indonesia. There's a lot of python species. Babies are available right now and into the next couple of months. So I'm really standing by and paying attention to whatever's available, but I got some baby Irian carpets to go along with the adults. These two have already fed. I have a good number of them, but obviously when I go to the show, I'm only going to bring ones that are feeding. But they start out red like that, and then kind of how they turn out as adults is kind of a wide, varied appearance, but they're really nice. I haven't really seen any with any attitude. I bred carpets for a long, long time back in the day, and they were usually super snappy, and I kind of expected these to be the same, but at least as of right now, they're really calm. So all right, I only got one scrub on this shipment, but I do have a couple scrub pythons that came on a previous shipment, and so all three of those animals are going to be available, maybe a fourth if I get that one squared away with feeding. But this is the same one that I was holding in the farm video. If you missed it, like I said, go check that out. But pretty good demeanor. It's a Merauke, southern scrub python, and it's already fed. And I knew it would because it's been on the farm already and it was already looking nice. So really nice iridescence. I don't know if you can see that in the camera, but it's pretty intense, at least from where I'm standing. All right, and I got a very, very limited amount of these Candoya carnata, the dwarf Indonesian tree boas. There's 2 gravid girls in there, and this is a really beautiful bunch right here. So I'm not holding them back because of them being gravid. They will be available, but of course I won't be able to tell you what they're feeding on because the gravid girls aren't going to be eating at all. Usually these are kind of a mix, half-half, rodent feeders and lizard feeders. A lot of times the bigger ones will take pinky mice, but you know, sometimes they are lizard eaters. But I will have house geckos at the expo. They're supposed to come next week, so I'll be able to offer some feeder lizards for those of you that buy lizard feeding snakes. All right, these are really pretty. All right, and occasionally my supplier will put animals into the shipment that I did not order. Oftentimes it's frustrating, but it's just kind of the nature of the business. What I'm going to show you right now, it was one of those situations, but I'm not going to complain because it's actually going to work out to my advantage. They're actually really cool. So, puff-face water snakes, these animals were born on the farm after we left during our visit. If I saw them there when we were there, I would have committed to them. But anyway, they were born on the farm sometime between the time we flew out and of course in time for shipping. So I got these guys here, just got a small number of them, and yesterday I went to PetSmart and bought 40 red minnows and dropped them in here. They were eating from my fingers. Everybody ate. There are absolutely no minnows left in here, and these guys are super fat. They're just full of minnows. It's crazy little sausages, but really cool, beautiful aquatic snake. Primarily aquatic, but as you can see, I put this rock in there so they could come out of the water if they needed to. Plastic plants. Maybe this isn't the absolute ideal setup. Something more naturalistic would even be better, but this works just fine. And just make sure the water is warm, because just like any tropical reptile, if their environment is too cold, they're gonna stop eating, and it's the same if the water gets too cold, they're gonna stop eating. So you gotta make sure that your water is kind of like tropical fish temperature or even above that. And that's about it. These guys are kicking butt. They will be at the expo. They're not very expensive, but super unique, and it's really awesome to start with babies that were born on the farm. And I really like these guys. Something quite special in my eyes. I love this kind of stuff. All right, you guys, so that's about it for what I have to show you. There are still more animals beyond that. Let's see, what else do I have? Green tree pythons. We did get some green tree pythons in the shipment, but they're really small babies. So we're going to be sitting on those. Those will probably be ready. It looks like we're doing a Del Mar show at the end of March. So that'll be perfect timing. I'll have all those guys dialed in by then. But I should have a couple of green tree pythons that were already here previously at the expo. Not many, not like usual, but I should have a couple. Kukri snakes. I have some captive bred baby mangrove snakes, captive bred baby Gonyosoma. I have a couple exanthic Halmahera blue tongue skinks. I'm just trying to go through it in my mind. There's a lot of animals. I also have another shipment coming this Friday from Malaysia, which is going to have more mangroves, some really cool stuff that I don't want to spoil it just yet, but that one, if the shipment comes early enough in the day like it's supposed to, I will do an unboxing video for sure on that, because there's some really cool animals on that, some really rare stuff. But any of those animals that come and they're squared away, they're coming from my buddy's facility in Malaysia. So I'm expecting a lot of that stuff to already be well started. So all I need to do is confirm that those animals are feeding, and then anything that's doing good, that will also go to the expo. So, you know, you guys, I'm already back. It's business as usual. Lots of animals, lots of animal care going into all this stuff. And we're just basically gearing up for the Pomona show. In a couple of days, it's Christmas. The week after New Year's, and so we're going to be really busy. We will try our best to celebrate, but for the most part, to be honest with you, I'm going to be out here doing lots of feeding and cleaning and watering and just getting everything squared away. But such is the life of somebody that's into this hobby as deep as I am. So that's about it, you guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you appreciate these videos, giving you guys a preview of what we're bringing to the expo. Don't miss it. It is at the LA County Fairgrounds in Pomona, California, January 5th and 6th. We will be there. We're super excited. Hope to see you there. Thank you for watching. Have a good holiday. See you.